Good morning and thank you for being with us. Hartford Public Schools start the new school year with a new leader. Dr. Andrae Townsel started as the new superintendent on August 1st, overseeing the city's 39 schools, and we're happy to have him here in Studio A this morning. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So congratulations on the new job. This was the latest success on a career where you've moved quickly through the ranks in education. As I looked into your background, I want to get into that, but
Sure.
I want to start with just why Hartford? Why is this a good fit for you, and what do you want people to know about you?
You know what, man? It's a great fit for me because I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I'm a graduate of Detroit Public Schools, and I really feel that the young people in Hartford Public School probably have the same childhood that I've had. And to go into the field of education, my goal is to positively change the trajectory of young people's future, and that's why I'm here.
Well, and Detroit was interesting to me because when, 10, 15 years ago, when Hartford was in a lot of financial trouble, a lot of people pointed to Detroit as an example of how to get a city out of financial trouble. I'm not talking the schools, but
For
the
sure.
city. And I actually went out there and did a story in Detroit about that recovery. Are there some things you can look at in your Detroit public school education and bring to Hartford?
Absolutely, man, especially when I look at how educators engage with young people. The reason why I went into the field of education, because when I was struggling in high school, there were some very specific and key individuals, from coaches to teachers to counselors, that really put their hands on my life. And while I was going this way, thinking I had it all figured out, they turned me that way, and it positively changed the trajectory of my future. And while serving as an educator, I'm on that mission to find Andrae. I don't care if you're boy, girl, black, white, blue, the goal is to level you up.
And I know one of the things you mentioned, the coaches, you went down to Howard on a football scholarship.
Yes, sir.
And that gave you some opportunities that I think they're still paying rewards today, right?
Man, yes, that football scholarship turned to a bachelor's, master's, doctoral degree, and ultimately an urban superintendent education. And I'll be honest with you, the field of education is not a glamorous field. I mean, I'm learning that some of our top scholars are not going into the field. They're looking elsewhere. And I remember when I told my mom, hey, listen, I found a major. And she said, what are you majoring in? I said, physical education. She said, you went to Howard to become a gym teacher? I said, trust me, Mom, I'm on the mission. So she laughs when I tell her that story, but that was the reality, and it still is. No one's going into college looking to be an educator. So how do we change that trajectory as well?
What are your early impressions of the Hartford schools? Obviously, I know just to apply for a job like this, you have to look at it closely.
Sure.
But then as you got ready to start work, and now you've been on the job for a couple weeks here, what are you learning about Hartford?
What I've learned is that the community really wants Hartford to shine. Young people, adults, faith-based leaders, all of the stakeholders that I've had the opportunity to meet so far, all are in for Hartford Public Schools to be as successful as it possibly can. Talking with the mayor, he wants Hartford to win. So I'm here to bring home that championship. But here's the reality. There's no I in team, so it takes all of us, but also there is an I in win, so I need every individual to do what they're supposed to do to ensure that we win. And when I say win, I mean increased academic achievement over time, fiscally responsible financial management, getting an academic return on investment on everything that we do. That's how I define the win.
So as somebody who has studied education at high levels, has been a superintendent in other places, has been in administration and education, you mentioned the mayor. He said that he believes this is an important hire because this is a critical moment for our school system. That's what he said in the press release announcing your hire. Do you agree it's a critical moment, and why?
Oh, 100%. First of all, we're in the middle of the 20s. We're halfway through a decade, going into 2030. So the question is, what does the future look like? So knowing that Hartford Public Schools is looking for a leader, it's time to have a leader that can take us into the future. The goal is to ensure that our young people are going off into our global society as engaged citizens, empowered learners, even in the world of artificial intelligence, ensuring that they're critical thinkers, collaborators, and most importantly, effective communicators. A lot of our young people are stuck on social media. You see the text messages, LOL. What does that mean? But getting back to that real face-to-face communication, relationship building, we do believe that's what makes young people successful as they grow into adults.
One thing that you probably are familiar with other places, you come in and you're young and you're energetic and you're bringing this good message, but I feel like there's some in the community, perhaps outside of Hartford in the suburbs, looking in, kind of rolling their eyes and saying, here's the next guy coming in and promised us he's going to fix it. So how do you actually prove that what you're doing? Do you have like a short-term plan? Is there something, actual change that you want to implement and say, see? That's what I'm
Absolutely.
doing.
So I'm glad you say that. I get it. Heard it all before. You know, public education is still public education, right? But here's the reality, man. I have a philosophy called raising the bar, and it's very simple. It's set the bar, meet the bar, exceed the bar, then raise the bar. And over time, you'll look and see how far you've come. And to me, that means 1% better in everything that we're doing. Now, that's a philosophy. That's a direction I'd like to go in. And I do believe we can go in that direction, but we all have to be on the exact same page. And also, I tell, the job is hard. The job is difficult, but I don't wish it was easier. I just wish I was better. I don't wish for any less challenges. I wish I had more skill. I don't wish that I had less problems. I wish I had more wisdom. And the reality is, because it's hard work, we don't wish for less work. We're asking them to wish for more work ethic. Everyone that's serving Hartford Public Schools students, give us all that you have so the rest of their lives can be the best of their lives.
I wrote down set the bar, meet the bar. So I did my research. See, but it starts with set the bar. So
Yes.
if that's the first step, so what does that actually mean in practice? You have to establish where they are now and where they need to be. What does that look like? Is that step one?
100%. So as superintendent, setting the bar for me is listening and learning, going across the community over my next 100 days, assessing every level, that's setting the bar, understanding where we are. Because here's the reality, education is happening right now in Hartford Public Schools. So my job is not to come in here and to reinvent the wheel. Is to make sure the wheel is rolling effectively and efficiently and getting young people to their final destination. That's post-secondary success.
Anyone in education, those first couple days of school have to be a little bit butterflies. Will there be more for you being the first days as a superintendent and the kids are heading back?
No butterflies for me, more excitement than anything. I look at the future with anticipation as opposed to apprehension. I'm so excited, I'm so fired up, and I do believe when we all come together and do what we're supposed to do. There's a good book that I'm reading it for the third time by Bill Walsh called The Score Takes Care of Itself. And what the philosophy is, if you do what you're supposed to do, you do what you're supposed to do, and you do what you're supposed to do, look at the scoreboard, it takes care of itself. So my goal so far is to really build capacity in all of our leaders and everyone that touch young people.
Well, we said you were a scholarship football player. There's been a lot of sports analogies. So if you want to meet the new superintendent, you might as well do it at a sports stadium. You can come down to Duncan Park on Tuesday at 10 a.m., right? Tell us what people can do.
Tuesday, 10 a.m., come out to Duncan Park. Listen, supplies, you get to meet the superintendent, staff, students, a lot of fun, a lot of games, a lot of music, a lot of food. Come out and get ready for the start of our academic year.
And you said listening is a big part of what you want to do now. So if a lot of these people, maybe they have multiple kids in the system, maybe they've been in the system themselves in the Hartford school system. So this is a time for them to say, hey, Andrae, this is what I want you to know about it.
100%. Come talk to me. I'm visible, I'm vocal, and I'm vigilant. I call it the 3 V's. I'm present, I'm here, and I want to learn as much as I possibly can because my heart is in the right place. I call it working in good faith, doing what's right for us all.
Well, he's only been on the job for about 2 weeks now, but there's a school year about ready to start. Dr. Andrae Townsel, thank you so much for being with us, and we hope you'll come back again soon.
Privilege and a pleasure.
All right, thank you.